Greetings. I almost didn't make it today, but I'm going to live up to what I said. Michelle Obama said do something, and so this is my version of do something with Adult Sleep Texas. Did you all know that in the 2020 election cycle, we were 5 percentage points away from turning Texas blue? So it is a very possible thing. You know a registered voter. That's kind of, I'm not sure whether or not they want to vote. We got to speak some truth to some matters. Do you realize that the male candidate at the top of the presidential ticket is planning to not tax overtime? Let me tell you why he won't tax overtime. Because in his Project 2020 plan, he plans to get rid of a company being liable to pay anyone for overtime. So if there's no such thing as overtime, see that he has a plan for. Other things that are helpful, he has a concept for a plan. But that he has a plan for. So he wants to get rid of overtime. Well, if I get rid of overtime, there's no way to actually tax you for overtime. Y'all, see past the first stop sign and see to the end of the road, please. Okay, next one. He plans to get rid of taxing tips. Well, let me tell you how that's going to work. In his Project 2025, he wants it to where tips go to the company. Well, if tips go to the company and not to the individual server, again, if you don't have any tips, there's nothing for you to pay taxes on. Again, see past the stop sign and see where the end of the journey takes you. There is such a fascination with this gentleman candidate with 1798. And when I look back to 1798 in my history books, 1798. You know who had voting power in the U.S. in 1798? Only white males. No minorities, no women, only white males. So I don't know that there's anything about me that wants to go back to 1798. Also in 1798, they had passed the Alien Seditious Acts, which also refrained anyone from speaking in newspapers because they didn't have media on TV yet, but you couldn't speak in a newspaper against the U.S. Or any unpopular idea. Yeah, so 1798, no overtime, no taxes on tips because tips would not be mine. You'll see to the end. While you also have someone on the ticket that is trying to think of a way for people on insulin and other major pharmaceutical drugs to have that price lowered. Talk about lower your prices. Talk about lower inflation. Y'all, if you have people in your loved one or your family circle that is paying high amounts, even with insurance, prescriptions are high, but if they get capped at $35, what would that do to a family that is currently paying $300 for an insulin prescription? That's paying, $200-$300 for a different type of blood pressure medicine that's necessarily to their health and strength. That would make a huge difference. But I'm hearing her talk about making prescription drug prices go down. I'm hearing the female candidate, Kamala Harris, mention families that are starting out, a tax credit for the first year the child is on earth. See, we love to talk. Freddie Haynes, my former pastor, used to love to say, we love to be pro-life but anti-child. Because if you're pro-life and you asking and demanding and, putting a lady at this moral crossroads, she better have the child, and she's trying to tell you mentally or financially she's not ready to bear this child or for whatever reason, but you're going to make her have it. But then any program that would help her to raise and produce a healthy child, that program won't exist. So are you pro-life or are you in control of someone's life? Because see, if you're pro-life, you'll also be pro-child. I'm going to let that sink in. See, if you're pro-life, you also will be pro-child. Follow that past the stop sign and to the end of the journey of that statement. There's serious things on the ticket. When we start calling 4-star military generals idiots and incompetent and that they are not trustworthy, yet they served in the military that you said you couldn't serve in because you had bone spurs, the same bone spurs that don't stop you at 78 years old from golfing. And I saw a video of that golf swing. That golf swing is not a thing. Y'all, it is horrible with all that golfing that you do. But on a serious matter, you all, early voting is there on the screen in Dallas County, probably in your county as well if you're in Texas. Texas, let's turn this thing blue. We were 5 percentage points from turning Texas blue in the last national election cycle. I think we can do it. You all, don't wait. Saturday, Sunday, we have voting locations open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Saturday, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Sunday. Get yourself. I know there's someone elderly in your family. I know there's someone elderly in your neighborhood that would have a hard time getting to the polls. Well, this is your chance to do your civic duty, to get that elderly person, get that older person that you know, that person that has just a difficult time with transportation. Get them to the polls this weekend. You all keep in mind, a driver's license, any photo ID, if it is expired within the last 4 years, you can use it at the poll. Do not let anyone turn you away. Do not. If you're over the age of 70, it doesn't matter when that ID expired. It is valid at the poll. You all, if you need more information, put it in the comments. I'm ready to answer questions. If I am trying to get people registered to vote, if I don't know the answer, I will look it up and have a valid, true answer for you. But don't sleep, Texas. We can turn this thing blue. Yes, we can. We're not going back to 1798. 1798? No, we're going to 2025. And we're going into it moving forward, taking care of our environment, taking care of our loved ones, being in a society where we are empathetic to others. Yes, we're harsh on those that we need to be harsh on. We're a hard-working nation, but you know what? There's every now and then where you just got to have love and compassion, because I don't know where my life is going to take me when I'm at a retirement age, but I hope I'm living in a country that cares that I was a public school servant. And no, I didn't choose a career where money was bursting through the seams, but I chose a career where I knew I was giving back and I was doing a great job. So I hope at that age, I'm in a country that remembers my service to school children and to teachers and to families, and don't just throw me in a corner and say, figure it out, even when inflation goes up. So you all, do your job, do your civic right. You see the dates and times in which the polls will be open. Share this video for someone that needs to know this information. Share this video for someone that's getting bits and pieces from the wrong news outlets, because the news and media, they're not equitable in how they're treating the candidates. One of them is, just don't take it serious. And the other one is, she's not serious enough. I don't see her policies. I don't see, she didn't say at the beginning of talked correctly. I mean, we're just nitpicking the nitpicks, but anyway, get to the polls. Take someone to the polls this weekend that you know they're compromised in their transportation situation. ID, you don't have to have the voter registration card. Most people want the voter registration card, at least not in Dallas County. If you have your ID or a form to prove your ID, even if it's expired within 4 years, you can vote with it. Do not be turned away. Know the rules, know the rights. If you're curious about a rule, all right, put it in the comments. And this woman, yeah, I will. I'll answer it for you. All right, y'all, get busy. Get to the polls. I've already voted. Have you?